Hey, welcome to my channel. This one's a fantasy audio story, so get comfy. Like and subscribe to hear more.
A forbidden bond now links a mortal to an exiled Fey general. After a tense encounter with his second-in-command, the danger fades, and the two are finally alone beneath the forest roots, the bond settling into something fragile and soft.
He's gone. Easy, dear. It's all right. Look at me, not at the trees. Yes, just like that. Your eyes on mine, your breath on my cheek. Good. The air feels different now that his aura has vanished. Thinner, quieter, as if the forest itself is finally willing to breathe again. Stay close, don't pull back. I know your instinct is to give me space, but the bond is still humming from the way he looked at you. If you move too far, the thread will snap tight and I will lurch after you like a puppet. I have no dignity left tonight, but I would like to keep at least that image from becoming real. There, that little smile. I feel the flutter of it in my chest. Softer than fear, warmer than panic. Hold on to that feeling for me. It tames the magic, makes it curl instead of claw. That's better. Let your shoulders loosen. Let your weight rest against my side. I'm still bleeding, yes, but your nearness steadies my hands, and I need that more than I need a perfect wound. Just breathe with me, slow and quiet, as if the whole world is shrunk to the space beneath these roots and the sound of your heartbeat beside mine. Let the night stay outside for a little while. You're trembling, not like before, not sharp and panicked, but in little shivers that drift along your muscles. The bond carries them like ripples over water. Every tremor brushes my ribs from the inside. I wish I could take them all and pin them to the bark instead of feeling them in you. Here, let me shift my cloak. Yes, lean into it. The lining holds warmth better than this cursed air. I know, it smells like smoke and iron and old magic. I see your nose wrinkle. You're polite enough not to comment, but the bond tattles every little thought. It's all right. I prefer your honest discomfort to that frozen terror from before. Terror feels like being strangled. This feels like an honest, living human pressed against my side. I can bear that. I keep seeing his face when he stepped into the clearing, my second in command. The way his eyes went to my wound, then to you, then to the light of the tether between us. No accusations, no pity, just that sharp, assessing look he always carried into battle. I have faced kings with less fear than I felt in that heartbeat, knowing he might decide you were a liability to be removed. You felt that spike, didn't you? That flash of dread that wasn't quite yours. I tried to smother it before it reached you, but the bond is greedy. It carries everything. I thought he might strike at you without warning. He has done worse under my orders in other wars. I trained him that way. Efficient, ruthless, loyal to the court above all. did not realize until tonight how much I would hate him for following those lessons if he turned them on you. Don't look away when I say that. Your gaze just slipped toward the tunnel mouth, like you're searching for escape, and the thread jerked. Stay with me, here, in this moment. Good. Every time you choose to stay, the bond purrs instead of snarling. It surprises me how quickly it learned the shape of you. Your fear, your courage, that stubborn little streak that made you stand your ground when he spoke to you like a problem to be solved. I felt that flare inside you, that quiet defiance. It tasted like lightning, and the magic loved it. When he questioned you, when he circled you with his words, I could barely hold myself back. Not because I doubted your answers, but because I felt you flinch in places no one else could see. Old scars, old memories, his tone brushed without knowing. The bond dragged them across my nerves. I wanted to cut his tongue out for it, and yet I stood still. I let you speak. I trusted you, a mortal stranger, more than the male who had ridden at my side through a dozen campaigns. That is going to haunt me later. You're wondering why he left. I feel the question forming before you whisper it. It curls against my ribs like smoke. Why did he walk away when he could have dragged us both back in chains? The simple answer is this. He is not as loyal as he pretends. The truer answer is complicated. He owed me a debt once, a life debt, bound in blood and oath. I cut it loose when I fell from favor, but he never accepted that. Tonight, when he saw the bond between you and me, he saw two forbidden ties instead of one. One to his disgraced commander, one to a mortal who never asked for any of this. I watched him weigh them like stones in his palm. In the end, he chose silence. For now. That does not make you safe. It only means the storm will arrive from a direction I cannot see. But in this small pocket of time, beneath these roots, with his aura fading into the distance, I feel, gods, I feel relief. Such fierce, aching relief, it nearly knocks the breath from my lungs. Don't apologize for the tears in your eyes. Yes, I see them. The bond cools them on my own lashes even before they fall on your cheeks. You think you are weak for crying after surviving all that. Listen to me carefully, little mortal. Tears after danger are not weakness. They are your body's way of admitting that it would like to live. I have seen hardened warriors sob into their gauntlets once the battle ended, their shoulders shaking harder than any shield. They did not break on the field. They broke in the quiet. This is our quiet. You are allowed to unravel a little. Here, let me wipe this one. Your breath just hitched when my thumb touched your skin. I felt it under my own sternum. The bond always magnifies touch, but right now, when your emotions are spilling over, it feels like placing my hand in the surface of a lake and feeling the depth beneath. You steady me more than you know. When your breath evens, mine follows. When you decide not to flee, the magic stops straining against its leash. It stops whispering demands for more power, more blood, more distance closed. It settles. You settle me. No one has ever done that. Before exile, before this cursed night, I led legions. I commanded storms. My presence unsettled mortals and fae alike. They stepped aside when I entered a hall. I was a blade the court pointed at problems, and I was very, very good at being sharp. No one ever sat this close and made my pulse slow down instead of speed up. No one ever pressed their shoulder to mine and turned the roar inside my skull into something like, hush. That is what you feel like to the bond. A hush. A hand on a wild horse's neck. A cool cloth over fevered eyes. You think of yourself as ordinary. I feel that belief flickering in you, almost embarrassed. But the magic chose you out of every soul that might have stumbled into this glade. It wrapped itself around your touch like ivy around stone and refused to let go. That is not ordinary. I will not pretend I am grateful for the danger it brings you. I am not. I hate that your life is now tangled in my war. I hate that my enemies will see you as a handle to drag me by. But I am grateful for you, for your stubbornness, for your shaking hand that did not pull away when my glow frightened you, for the way you look at me now, like I am something more than a ruined general bleeding on your forest floor. I was afraid he'd take you from me. There, I said it. The words taste like iron on my tongue. I told myself I only fought to keep you alive because of the bond. Because if you fall, I fall. That is convenient, isn't it? To blame the magic for every protective urge. But when he stepped into that clearing, when his hand went to his sword and his eyes went to your throat, something in me snarled that had nothing to do with survival. It sounded like loss long before any blow was struck. You felt it, didn't you? That hot surge through the tether that made your heart lurch. You thought it was fear. Part of it was. The rest, I do not have a simple word for. I have not cared about anyone's fate in a very long time. Lives have been numbers on a board, pieces in a game. Yet tonight, when I imagined you lying still in the leaves because of a choice I made, I thought, if that happens, I will burn the court to ash with my bare hands. Bond or no bond, magic or none, I would drag myself there on broken legs if I had to. Don't pull away from me when I say such things. Your instinct is to recoil from the violence under the words, but the bond shows me another layer. The flicker in you that wonders what it would feel like to be defended that fiercely. It would feel like this. My arm around you, my cloak around your shoulders, my pulse matching yours beat for beat until the world outside fades. I cannot promise you safety. That would be a lie, and you deserve better than that. But I can promise you this. Any threat that reaches for you will meet everything I am before it ever brushes your skin. let my enemies use you as a lever. They will understand what the bond means soon enough. Until then, your best shield is right here, pressed against your side, bleeding stubbornly and refusing to die. You should take advantage of that while it lasts. Rest your head just there, against my shoulder. Let your eyes close if they want to. I will keep talking until your breath slows and the bond falls quiet as a sleeping thing. Let the world be small for a moment. Just the warmth of your shoulder against mine, and the soft drag of your breath settling the thread between us. Your calm is blooming through the bond like slow firelight, reaching places in me I thought had long since gone cold. Yes, that feeling right there. Hold it. It steadies the magic more gently than anything I could force into place. You don't realize how close I came to breaking when he looked at you. Not from rage, not from fear, though both clawed at me, but from the sudden thought that I could lose this quiet, fragile thing forming between us before I even understood it. I am not supposed to want anything. Exile teaches you to let go of every soft piece of yourself. But you sit here with trembling hands and a brave heart and look at me like I'm something worth staying beside. And the bond hears that. It folds itself around the feeling, protective, gentle. So stay, just a moment more. Let me memorize the way your breath evens when I whisper your name without speaking it aloud. Let me have this small, impossible peace while the night still allows it.